You're not.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello, hello. Good morning.
It's 2:10 in the afternoon
Good morning.
on June the 21st. Today's the first day of summer, I believe.
I think you're right.
How about that? First day of summer, and it's feeling like summer.
Yeah, it's rough. The heat index here was 108.
Mary Carl said it was 115 a few minutes ago, so that was before the shade cover took in. We got some rain scattered all over the radar. Went from what percent?
15 today, just like yesterday.
Now
and the
it's
day before.
now it's 90%.
Now it's
So it is literally too hot to be working right now. So we told y'all we were going to do a live, and our company has departed
Yes.
from this morning. So here we are at an odd time.
Very odd time, and we apologize for that, but kind of some last minute changes there, and so but it is what it is, and we had some company come over from out of town that we have not seen, and it was fun.
It was.
It was fun.
There was a marathon, I guess you would call it.
It was a 10K run.
It was a 10K, and some of our friends were participating. It was in Clanton, and they drove over and participated in the race. I did not run. I stayed at home and took care of the animals. And we had two separate friends come.
We did.
And enjoyed visiting with them. So we are here now, and it's too hot to do much else but be in the air conditioner.
It's rough out there. It's rough out there. I was talking to Chip, and we got to talk about running, and I used to love to remember when I ran.
Yeah.
I used to love to run. I ran anywhere from 3 to 5 miles at least 5 times a week, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The longest I ran was 10 miles. I did a 10-mile run with a buddy of mine, but y'all, I don't know how long I did it for. It was a long time, and I just loved it. And it's something it sounds terrible, but it's something you kind of get addicted to once you get past that hump. You got to get past that hump of doing it.
I don't, because I ain't doing it.
Once you get over that hump of motivating yourself and doing it, and it kind of becomes a routine, it became enjoyable. And my knees said, no, you got to pull back.
Mary says she runs in her mind. So Laura at Simply Making It is one of the visitors. She and her husband Chip, and Laura has become a runner recently.
Yeah.
She has not always been a runner, and I'm not going to share Laura's age, but she's older than me, and she is way fitter than I am. She is great motivation to everybody and anybody, that you can start something new at any time, but I ain't starting to run.
You ain't starting to run.
I told her, I said, I know you just ran a 10K and you probably a little bit exhausted, but don't expect a race when you get here.
I never did run any races or anything. I looked into them, but I never did do it. It was just all within myself. I really did. So I ended up taking some time off because I thought, well, if I rest, then my knees would feel okay. And that never was the case. I'd start back running again. And like I was telling Chip, my knees got where they just would get, like the tendons would just get super tight. And your body's telling you something. I knew something was not right at all. And so I just pulled back and just stopped.
I never started.
Yeah.
The other friend was somebody that Jason used to work with at the dealership, and she was a car salesman, and she has since started a new business, which we are totally on board, and we think y'all will too. She wanted to get some insight on how to start social media and maybe even have a YouTube channel at some point. But she's dealing with dogs, and she ran a 5K, not the 10K, with her dog.
With her dog,
Argo. And Argo is very, very similar to Holly. He's an Australian Shepherd. He has a dock tail, one blue eye, one brown eye. We should have took a picture of him.
We should have. Yeah, we should have.
Anyway, so Dawn was going to go home and take Argo home and then come back. Because I reached out to her and I said, "Are you running in the race Saturday?" And she said, "I am." And I said, "Well, we had talking about social media." And I said, "Well, how about you come by Saturday if you're not too tired, and we'll chat about social media." And she said, "Okay, that sounds good, but I'll need to run Argo home." Well, she lives in Selma and on the other side of Selma.
Yeah.
And I said, don't do that. If it's not convenient for you to come and bring Argo, then we'll plan it another day.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, we are absolutely dog people. While there's dogs barking at this corner and this corner and this corner, while we're in the house with Holly and Dee Dee, everybody else was separated. We had a good time. And I must say that Argo, he's a very good dog."
It was. Yep. Very good. Him and Holly both got along well.
They did.
Yep.
Just kind of two peas in a pod. Bandit and Rocky wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
And Argo was kind of like, "Man, I just ran a 5K. I don't think I'm going to be playing unless y'all want to come get in this pile of dirt over here." So we enjoyed our company, but we do apologize for not having our regular schedule.
That's right.
We wanted to tell y'all yesterday, but we really didn't know how things were going to pan out.
We didn't know what time the race was going to be over. We thought there was a chance that we could do it at a regular time, and it was just.
And we had already told them that we looked forward to them coming, so we were just gonna wing it and see what happened. So here we are.
And
here's Nick and Zoe. I saw them.
They're probably thinking the same thing. It's too hot to be outside.
And they're probably at the ball field. Chances, an all-star, and he's been playing ball every day, so they might be appreciating some air conditioner wherever they are.
They might be appreciating some air conditioner where they are. I want to bring this up before I forget, is that so we've had some issues over the few years.
They're at the ball field.
Oh goodness. With the shipping to Canada and the pricing of the shipping to Canada. And so we decided to switch over to UPS because UPS was cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a lady this week that reached out to us and said that she actually declined the package because she had paid, I think it was somewhere around $30 for shipping, and they wanted another $50-something for broker's fees. The UPS driver did. The UPS, it was on top of the $30 she already. And so she declined it. She reached out to us. We got all that squared away, but for some reason, and I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but UPS is charging broker fees for us to ship to Canada. And it's not, we don't see it. We don't see what these fees are. So if you were to order something, it comes in and then they want you to pay that extra or they will not give you the package. So we have dropped the broker's fees for UPS and gone back to the post office on Canada, shipping to Canada. So
it was something that the people were not aware of that ordered it, and obviously we weren't aware of it, so we just felt the need to share to y'all. If you are expecting a package and you live in Canada, you may experience that from somebody else, if not us. And back to US mail.
Yeah, back to US mail. Really crazy.
UPS was the cheapest option for the longest time, but now it's not so much.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to let you know because we got a lot of fans in Canada, and I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. And
it is related to the tariffs.
And I think they probably know it. So
yeah, they probably do. If you live there, you probably know it by now. And there's no telling how long that package was in the mail before it got to Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Jody.
Thanks, Jody. Yep, that's true. If y'all watched the last 2 videos, y'all know that Brant the Builder is back at the farm.
He is. He's not here today because, well, he takes weekends off. He's got 2 little boys that he spends all of his free time with, which we are, delighted that he does that. And his wife, Rachel, one of the hardest working couples that we know. Those two, I don't know how they take care of everything they take care of.
I don't either. I tell you what, I haven't never seen her work, but I know she's a hard worker because Brant brags about her all the time.
And Brant's one of the hardest working people we know.
Very much so. And the fact that she is a full-time cattle rancher, mostly by herself, and y'all, I'm telling y'all the truth, she weighs 100 pounds.
Soaking wet.
I don't know how she does it. And does it, I'm talking about does it.
Yeah.
She pull calves. She does all the shots. She does the castrations, everything.
She does what needs to be done when it's time to part with the calf, when it's time to castrate them, when it's time to get them to the sale barn, whatever. She's
crazy.
She's one of a kind, that's for sure. And got 2 little boys that she cares for to boot. So I know she's got her hands full, because I can't imagine doing that when I had a little one, much less 2 little ones, and much less boys.
Yeah.
That are always on the go. But I'm sure they, they probably got it down pat. They know what to do to help her, and they're going to be hardworking kids just like their mom and daddy.
So I noticed that Miss Jody gave away 10 memberships.
Oh, is that what that was?
I just figured it out because I saw people say that. Thank you, Jody, for the membership.
I saw thank you, Jody.
I didn't know what the 10 gifts membership thing meant on our end, because it was kind of weird. But
Jody got it figured out.
Jody's got it figured out.
Jody,
thanks, Jody.
I think you ought to come over and we'll hang out with the cats, and you can show me some tips on YouTube. Because I don't know anything about it, but I know that was a nice thing.
And I'm guessing this, I don't know how many it was. It says 10 gifts, so I'm not for sure, but thanks, Jody. And there's a lot of people there saying thank you for
that.
That
was so kind. That was so kind, sweet Jody. Yep, Jody loves the kitty cats, as I'm sure probably all animals on the farm, but she has a heart for cats.
Speaking of cats, I got a very cute, happy Catterday. I'll try to post a picture of the cats on Saturday when I remember.
Oh, y'all, I took the picture, and when I took it, Jason said, I'm saving it. Membership for what? It's a membership to YouTube where you can a month free.
We honestly
10 we don't 1 month gifts of membership.
Okay, that's what she gave away. 10 1 month gifts of membership. I don't do anything like extra videos or anything like that, because we want everybody to have the all the same privileges. You get some cute emojis and stuff like that, and a badge is what you'll get. And it's
Dee. I'm sorry, Dee.
Dee.
I'm thinking about Dee down here. Jody, see if you have a special cat emoji, or what is it that's special that she can send?
I don't know.
Maybe she should send us a whole list of her special things that memberships give you. But we don't usually talk about it because we don't want to come off.
There's one right there. It says thumbs up, thumbs down, love. That's the emojis that I set up.
Oh, okay.
And it's a membership to our channel. And all it is YouTube was kind of...
It's not a membership to YouTube. It's a membership to the channel.
YouTube was kind of pushing us on it, and I did the lowest possible price that they do. So
yeah, you can set it at any amount, from what I understood. And Jason doesn't want anybody to feel obligated to have to pay for anything, and you don't have to pay for it. It's just something extra if you want to. So we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I just thought of something, and you might have to hold your nose because it is 2:30 almost in the afternoon. I've had my socks and shoes on, and I've worked outside, but you smell them?
That's it.
It's coming. I got my new fake Bombas in, and I've had my shoe on, so they're a little dirty.
They're called Bombas.
I don't know what they're called, but I ordered another set of them. Now, Jason's theory is that they're not going to last as long as the real Bombas. And I had a lot of y'all say, order the Bombas, Brooke. You work hard and you deserve good socks. But y'all, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can.
Jason can't. So he didn't order my socks for me. But when they came in, I put them on and I started wearing them. And after 2 days of wearing, I changed them. I changed them from day 1 to day 2. Meaning I didn't wear the same pair of socks for 2 days. And I'm completely satisfied.
You like them so far?
I'm not sharing the link.
The Bombas.
I'm not sharing the link yet. because Jason thinks they're going to come apart in a washing machine. And I haven't washed any because I got 6 pair and I hadn't had them 6 days.
That's the Dr. Thunder of the sock world right there.
That's right. So my shoes stink. It's not my socks that are stinking. My shoes, they've seen their better day. They're wore slap out.
They wore out.
Some dirt just dumped on me when I did that. But yeah, my feet do sweat, and I don't think it's got nothing to do with my socks. I think Jason does. He thinks your feet sweat more when you wear certain socks, and I don't wear wool socks.
I'm a sock connoisseur.
He is a sock connoisseur, and I'm a cheapo.
Wash them and delicate, Brooke.
No, that ain't gonna hold up.
That's not gonna hold up.
Because I got to be able to wash them with everything else. I won't find but one at a time if Mary Carl finds them. You know, I have to wash them when I can wash them.
You have to hide them back and then pull them out.
I told her, I said, I better not catch you wearing my new socks. Mama, I don't ever wear your socks. I never wear your socks. I looked at her feet. She had my socks on. Jackie, I'll tell you after a couple of weeks. I don't want to tell you what they are and somebody not be happy.
That's right.
I gotta
boopsies.
They are something like that. It is something very similar.
Don't wash them in hot.
Well, I don't wash anything in hot. But I must say that Jason does wash clothes from time to time.
I never wash in hot.
No, you don't wash in hot, but I'm saying there's no way we could wash on delicate. There are called something similar to bootsies. Look, I told you it was called Buttermy.
Oh, we talked about it in the last video, what they were called. Bootermy.
Budermmy.
Don't buy them yet. Brooke's going to test them out for you.
I'm going to test them out. Don't buy them yet.
Yeah, Bombas are expensive. But I have learned in the sock world, you kind of get what you pay for, but we're going to see.
Here's the deal, y'all. I can buy the cheapest socks they have at TJ Maxx, okay? And then last me 10 years. And I'm just not hard on socks. Jason is rough on socks. There's something about his feet, or either they stink so bad to eat holes through them, because his socks just don't last long. My socks last forever. Yeah. No matter what I do, they last forever.
I'm rough on shoes too.
Yes, you are.
I am.
I've had these shoes. I wear them every day for over a year now. Mm-hmm. There's no way. And I bought them on eBay.
It's all that dancing I do.
Yeah. Okay. I
think that's what it is.
Dr. Thunder of the sock world.
I about need some new work boots.
I have bought socks at Walmart. I have no problem, but it's the thickness that I like of these. The thickness, the weight of them,
and the way they feel. I got one pair of Bombas on today. Mm-hmm. I know. I got one pair of Bombas.
You have multiple pairs.
That's the only one I got.
The only pair you own?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're the one that told me about them.
I know. I got these. I bought them.
Can we get Brooke a sock sponsor? That's something that I don't feel comfortable reaching out to and asking for a sock sponsor. I'd have to be in dire straits but I would take a Bombas, and I could talk about them real good because they're good. They good, but I don't know about telling y'all to pay $75 for 6 pair of socks.
Thanks, Kathy.
Sandy said that's all I wear is Bombas.
Yeah, I like them. They're good. They're good socks.
Maybe I'll come across some at the Goodwill one day.
They're good socks. The Halo socks, or Halo, they're good too. I like those in the summer though. I don't like those in the winter. That's the alpaca, the thin alpaca ones. They're really good in the warmer months for me. That's just me now.
See, I can't wear the super thin, and my socks are ankle socks. I have some. What is it?
Barb said, if you buy new underwear, don't show it.
I have some super thin ankle socks that started, my feet started getting blisters on the back, and I realized that my socks weren't thick enough. My shoes fit fine, but it was just a different sock that I was used to.
That's why I really need some new pair of boots. Really, the outside of my boots are not, I mean, they're warm, but they're not super bad yet. But I feel like it's stretched. That's why I'm double socking now. I wear a regular pair, a calf sock.
He's not telling a story, y'all.
And then I wear an ankle sock on top of that because my boots feel like they've swollen.
I don't know. I don't know what goes on with you and your shoes, but my blister in between my pinky toe and my toe next to it has gone away since I've made sure that I am not wearing those thin socks or those thick socks.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's probably what it was.
Yay, Jody. Look at those emojis.
Look at Jody.
Now I'm a member. Yippee.
I thought she already was a member.
Oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I think she just figured out how to do it. But she's going to teach me, so y'all don't worry. Jody going to come over and we're going to sip on coffee and pet cats and work on YouTube. Oh, goodness.
Oh, man.
So, yes, we had a good time this morning trying to talk to Dawn about her new.
We should have asked Dawn and Laura about socks because they're runners. I bet you socks are important to them.
I don't need no running socks because I ain't running nowhere.
We run around this farm pretty good bit.
Walk swiftly. I'm not interested in wearing.
So in green is the 10,000 step mark, and that is pretty much my goal. And you can see we hit it almost every single day. So we do a lot of running.
Well, today's been my pitiful day.
Well, we had company over, but yeah.
What was yours yesterday?
16,988. So I was almost at 17,000 steps yesterday.
And I did 14,051 steps yesterday. And so we need to take care of our feet.
Oh yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for running. We do a heck of a lot of walking though.
We do a lot of walking.
We do a lot of walking. We get a lot accomplished most days.
That was 7.3 miles was almost 17,000 steps.
And the day before that was the same amount of miles. Oh no, I'm
5.
sorry.
5.7.
So my miles was 5.7.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot to do, and for the most part, we walk from place to place. We take the side by side only when. Look at Lisa. She's got all those emojis too.
Michael's at 326 today. We say Mike. This time it's steps. Yeah.
Michael. That's a fishing cast. He's done 56 casts.
Oh man, it's too hot to fish.
They ain't biting, are they?
I saw somebody say it and went by too fast and said that their husband is enjoying the French vanilla coffee that she got for Father's Day for him. I'm glad.
Well, that is a good thing.
That was a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Oh,
Michael,
Mike.
I hope he's not serious. If he is, he got to get up.
Oh, yeah, we was fussing about I got 5,400 steps.
I don't know.
Today.
I didn't even pay attention to what I have so far.
46.
All right, I got almost 5,000 today, and literally we've taken care of the animals, but we did a lot of sitting and talking. And if we had been prepared, we would have took them to lunch, but we didn't know. How do you do that on your phone? It comes with the iPhone.
No, it's an app.
Oh. It's
an app that I use, and it's called, I think that's what it's called right there. Let's see. Yeah. What's yours look like?
Mine looks like a person walking.
Yep, that's it.
I thought it came with the phone.
Pedometer
plus.
That's it. Pedometer plus. And it's got like a little ad at the top. But other than that, that's it.
It's free, isn't it?
Yeah, it's free. You can get some extras. I don't know what you'd want. All I do is keep up with my steps.
Yeah, that's all I look at.
Mm-hmm.
It's got workouts, badges, and I tell y'all, sometimes it will get to where it starts flashing on my watch. It looks like you're working out. And I'm like, no, I'm just taking care of the animals. I'm not working out. You can call it what you want to. What is it?
Payhay is her name. She said, Michael, I'm old and arthritic, and I have 722 steps. Laugh out loud.
How does it count your step? Jackie said it's something to do with your stride. If you put your phone down now, it's not going to count it.
It's not going to count it. And it has something to do how fast you're walking. So it knows that you're in a car or whatever. They know you're not walking, 15, 20 miles plus an hour. And And I guess GPS too, I reckon.
Yeah. And plus Jason needs to wear his watch.
Yeah.
He doesn't wear his watch. That is working out. I like you, Miss Lee. I can't say her first name. Is it Cheryl? I think it's Cheryl. It's just spelled strange.
Yeah.
She likes me and I like her. Yep. That's working out.
I agree.
Jason, he doesn't wear his watch, and
I'm already hot enough. That just adds something extra that makes me feel hotter.
So if y'all saw the last live, you know that we had a few minutes to spare before we got on here, and I can't sit still. So I got up in the attic, which is up here, and I started looking around for stuff, for old stuff, and I found the wedding picture. Speaking of that, did you put them back up?
They're right there.
Oh my goodness. I got to get back in the attic after this, but as I was looking through the stuff and I found the wedding pictures and I found the old Disney World ticket that said $29 in 1989, was it? Or 85? 87.
Mm-hmm.
I also found an old jewelry box that I had when I was a child, and it had all my Swatch watches in it.
Oh, yeah. Which are back.
They are back.
They're back.
But I'm not about to give them away. I'm not giving them away. I'm keeping them forever. I don't know why.
That was like a good question.
You'll never find it. I told you.
It went by too fast.
So our child just left the building. She is gone with her friend or spend the night away from home.
Yep.
And I have started to think in the last 4 months or so, I guess, how bored I'm going to be when my child no longer lives here. And one day she's going to have her own life. And while I try to think about the current days. Look at there, somebody else, West Coast Nana.
New member.
I try to take every day to the fullest and do everything I can. I don't want to think about that.
Don't think about it.
Well, I got to, because she just walked out the door.
Don't think about it.
And she's not going to be here tonight, and I don't know what I'm going to do.
I mean, we go do something.
What are we going to do? Get the Volkswagen running?
I told you have me put the throttle cable on.
I'm all for it. Tonight's the best night.
We could go to Publix.
No, I want to put the throttle cable on the Volkswagen.
Oh,
Catherine said it's empty nest syndrome. It's a real thing. She talked to me about it. She said that when her daughter left home, Shayna, that it was a hard time for her, and let me know what I have to look forward to. That's okay. I told Mary Carl, I said, you better look out, because while you're 15 now and you got a lot of birds you've seen, I said, in my golden years, I plan to be the best birder out there. My vision might not be as good. My ears might not be as good. But when I get focused on something, you better look out. Because if I had set out to be the best birder in the world, that's what I'm going to do.
You're going to do the big year.
I'm going to be the big year winner.
Speaking of, I have not checked Andrew lately. I got to check him.
So did I tell you that we went to go look for the painted bunting?
Mm-mm.
So Mr. Greg and Lee brought us 2 loads of topsoil the other day. I showed it in my video. I showed y'all what my plans were for putting the topsoil on the dam over by the pond. And while they were here, Lee said, hey, I've been seeing people out there with the cameras. The bird must be here. And she knows that I know what it is. And I said, oh, the painted buntings are back. And she said, I don't know. I don't know if they're back, but I seen people out there and they got camera lenses this long. She said, I'm not kidding. They're this long. And so I told Mary Carl, and she said, yep. She looked on eBird and she said, yep, somebody has reported seeing them. So they have got to be back. And so we went. It's down by the river in Autauga County, which is one county over from us. And she gave me an address of where the area was so I could get a general location. It is pretty down there. I have never been down there.
Really?
It's called Steele's Landing is what the closest landmark is. So we actually went to Steele's Landing and realized that the bird had been spotted away from that. And we go, and it's the heat of the day, but we just happened to be in Prattville that day, and we parked the car, and there's a dead snake in the road right beside where we parked. and it's hot, hot, hot. And we looked and we looked and we looked and we drove up and looked some more, but we never saw that painted bunting. And I told Mary Cross, I'm going to dance if I see it, because they seem to be something that we cannot see.
Yeah, they're rare in our area. I saw somebody saying they're bird feeder in Florida. They see them all the time. Yeah, it's just one of those things. They're rare in our area. We do get them, but they are rare in our area, and we want to see one.
We want to see one.
We want to see one.
And me, especially not being, I'm into the birding just because my daughter loves it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know everything that I know is because she's told me or she's sought after it. But that's something that I want to see because they're so colorful. The males are colorful.
Yeah, they're pretty.
The Mary Cross rides here. So if y'all hear the dogs barking,
you know what it is.
You know what it is. Dee Dee, there's no sense in you going downstairs. There are limpkins, say, all over South Florida, and that's something that's not commonly seen here. So, there's lots of things like that. Joseph, goodness gracious. He told me to buy some good socks.
You know what that
Joseph
means?
gave me $100 to buy good socks.
Goodness gracious alive.
Thank you, Joseph. That was so nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. But the painted bunting is just something that I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
You see pictures and things look not so as like Lauren, Chipsy, and Moody today. Even though it was from a distance, they probably had an idea of what they thought Moody looked like.
Everybody does.
And then when you see them, it's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of like me in this painted bunting. While they're colorful, I don't know that it's going to look the way I expect it when I actually see it.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to see one.
That's probably true.
That's why I want to see one. We stopped in the middle of the road the other day. It was that same day. We were coming back from Prattville, and Mary Cross said, "What is that? What is that? What is that?" And it was in the road.
What was it?
It was a bird, and it had just gotten hit by a car. So we turned around and went back and stopped the car and got out and tried to help the bird, because we have seen a lot of birds get hit by cars lately.
It's been crazy lately. I don't know what it is.
But the bird did not make it.
I don't know what it is.
But it seems like every time I go to town, something's trying to swoop down in front of me.
That's right. I don't know what's going on. I ain't got a clue. So I've been seeing some comments and questions about the new shop.
Yeah.
I think we answered in the last video, but just in case, the shop will have concrete in it.
Yes.
And that's if weather works out, that would be Monday. Another one is, can you read my own handwriting now?
Oh goodness.
Ain't that something? One was, is it going to be heated and cooled? No. Right now it's not anyway. It will be insulated. But as for air conditioning, because it's a pretty big shop, it'd take a little bit to cool it,
Yeah, he'd have to use it a whole lot, and it'd have to get really hot in there to justify putting air in it. But, down the road, it may be something that we add.
I could add a wood stove in there if I wanted to later down the road.
Well, you don't want to get it even hotter.
I'm talking about when it's cold out.
I know. Yeah. We was talking about air conditioning.
I know.
It don't get that cold here.
So I could eventually do that for sure. Absolutely. Another other one was that I talked about the fumes and the gas and the animals, having to move the animals out, but the horses are going to be there, but the horses won't be under. There it is. Won't be inside the shop.
No, they will not be inside the shop.
Their stalls will be outside the shop.
That's right.
Yep. I don't think I'm going to put anything on the floor. And the reason why that is, so I've been in the car business, service manager, parts manager forever. The last dealership was 22 years, and we had both. Now, our quick lube was just concrete, nothing on top of it. Now, our shop and our service drive had epoxy on it that was made for shops. And they put that sand in it, but that sand lasts literally months, and it's gone. And so what happens is when you do drop oil on it, the oil will sit on top of that epoxy. And we were constantly, all the time, especially in the service drive area, cleaning it up because we're so scared that a customer may fall. So we had to stay on top of that. Now in the quick lube, there's nothing on the floor. So when the oil hit the floor, the concrete would soak it in. So That's kind of the difference there.
2 things. One of them is about a bathroom in the horse barn. And no, there will not be a bathroom in the shop. And here's the reason, y'all. In order to have a bathroom, you have to have a septic tank. In order to have a septic tank, you have to have an inspection. In order for an inspection, or not necessarily an inspection, it is an inspection. You have to have the county.
We got to get it at, and then we got to buy a septic system.
You got to buy a septic system. You got to have somebody come install field lines. It's too much.
It's a lot of money.
It's way more money than it is to run back to the house to go to the bathroom, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Somebody else wanted to say, well, why can't you put a mini split in the shop? It's 30 by 36. A mini split wouldn't cool or heat.
I don't know what the highest point is.
It's pretty tall, so it wouldn't.
The edge is 12 foot, but I don't know what the top.
Probably
is.
25 at least.
I mean, I guess we eventually could. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll
and there will be water in the shop. Yes.
Yeah, there'll be water in the shop.
If y'all don't remember, I bought 2 trenchers.
That's right.
I bought 2 trenchers. Brant took one of them home with him. And so that trencher is going to be put to good use by running water line to the pond eventually. I want to run power to the pond so we can have a fountain maybe one day. This is not anything that's urgent. Want to get water to the shop.
Yeah.
We have lots of plans, and we hope that the trencher will do it for us.
That's right. Absolutely.
I just got tickled. I told Mary Carl there was something. I said, Jason, there's another one of those auctions like what I went to. It ends next Thursday night.
Oh, goodness.
Mary Carl looked at me and she said,
oh,
Mama, I don't think you need any more equipment.
That's what she said.
And I said, Mary Carl, now I don't need you butting in on this. I'm simply stating the fact that there's going to be an auction.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Will the horses have a fan in their stall?
I don't know yet.
I mean, it's so much cooler in the shade versus the sun.
It's really cool.
If they need a fan, we'll get them a fan. But
they make those stall fans.
They do. Especially the ones that can
now,
hang.
I do plan on buying for the shop. I'm not going to put ceiling fans in there because I'm going to have that lift.
Industrial fans.
I want the big drum fan.
There's an auction. Just got them. I found it the other day.
How big are they?
It's a shop auction.
So they make them different sizes.
It's a shop auction.
Oh, goodness.
I can go get it.
Where you got to pick it up?
You don't have to worry about it because I'll be the one to pick it up.
Just don't get 2 or 3 of them.
If you do, all you have to do is operate the skid steer to get them off.
Oh, goodness. Oh, man.
Oh, I was fixing to say something.
Oh, man.
I found something on Marketplace and I was going to get it because it was a really good deal. It was we told y'all we're probably going to add a tack room eventually. It's not anything that's got to happen tomorrow, but we need somewhere to separate our horse stuff from our other stuff. And so I found some shiplap, which is a siding that overlaps. Matter of fact, it's not up here, but it's everywhere else in our house. And we got a good deal. Got a good deal when we bought a bundle of it. I called that place and now they want $2 a foot for theirs.
Oh, goodness.
So 4 years, the price has gone up a whole lot.
Oh, that's crazy.
Isn't it though? $2 a foot. You know good and well we didn't pay nowhere close to $2 a foot for this. So the deal was it was way too much. It was way more than what we would have needed for the tack room. But y'all know what I was thinking. We're going to use what we need and then I'll find something else to do with the rest. And so I found it at like 5:30 in the morning and I sent him a message and it said hidden information. I couldn't figure out how to decipher the hidden information. I Googled and I did everything. I even got up and went to the desktop computer because I thought it wasn't deciphering it on my phone. Couldn't get the hidden information. Next thing I know, he marked it pending. I sent him a message and I said, I hope you're waiting on me to come pick this up. Next thing I know, I didn't get a message back, but it said sold.
Oh, goodness.
So I lost out on it, but that's okay. I'll get it. I'll find something better than that shiplap. Found that pallet wood to go in the
That's right.
Big barn. So we'll find something.
I'm not worried about it.
No, I'm not either. But it would have been a good deal if I could have got it. But I was hanging my head because I thought I was going to get it.
Yeah. This will be all right. You don't get it.
I
You
don't
don't
get
get
it.
it. You know what I saw yesterday?
What?
50 years ago. Yesterday. Jaws came out.
I saw that too. I could not believe it.
Yep.
I could not believe it had been 50 years.
Jaws came out.
That's been a minute.
I think that
movie was made very well to be 50 years ago.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean,
still kind of holds a little bit. I mean, the story and all is great. The some of the shark scenes are not as realistic as it. Isn't it crazy how technology changes, like in movies, the graphics and all the visual effects. How when they get better, we look back at the old ones, go, man, how did we think that was real?
I know.
Like every time you watch an old movie, and you like, man, I thought that was so real back then. How did we think that was so real when it looks so fake now?
Because when you go, I mean, not all old movies are like that. Some old movies I watch and I like it that it's the old style.
Yeah.
But I tried to watch Little Man Tate. Well, I did watch Little Man Tate. And it was just, it felt so much older than what it was. I think it was like 1995, something like that. It felt like I was watching something from 1900.
It's
just the technology so much more advanced.
Yeah, the CGI and all I just think back of movies that like the Beastmaster. I love that movie, but I've seen previews of it not lately, but I've seen it come up and it doesn't look remotely real. And we thought that was so real back then. So real. I can tell you one right now was the Clash of the Titans. I think that was it. And the Medusa with her hair and the old one. And I thought, man, she was scary. And I just thought that was so real. And then they came out with a remake. And then I think me and Mary Carl watched the old one time. And I thought, when I was a kid, I thought this was the realest thing.
Isn't it crazy?
It is not even remotely close.
And then you feel like you just blinked your eyes and you just watched it. I was just a kid like 10 years ago, and here we are now.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Jaws, 50. How many people did not go to the beach or go in the water after that movie came out? I bet thousands.
It's sprinkling now. It's sprinkling. Somebody said, how about a mini split for the tack room? Now that is something we will consider because we have the mini split in the barn in the little room that we built for the milk room. And it has really, really been a blessing to have somewhere to cool off during if you're working outside the hot part of the day or whatever, go in that milk room. We got it set pretty high, but it comes on heat when it needs to and comes on cool, and the cats have a nice place to go to. So we do have the cat door where they can, although they don't chill out too much, and they
really don't.
They stay there in the winter a lot
because it's warm in there,
but they don't stay in the air conditioner in the summer too much.
I saw somebody say that they didn't even got scared of going into the swimming pool after Jaws came out.
Isn't that something?
Oh man!
Well, you have to know that we are in sharks territory when we get in the ocean.
Yeah,
and it just, I hate that anybody ever gets bit by a shark, but that is their ocean, and we're in their territory.
That's right.
Oh goodness! So I took Dee Dee yesterday to have her Cytopoint. A lot of y'all said that's probably the injection that she had last year for her itching, and so yesterday, it was after that live.
Go ahead.
After the Tuesday live, I called, and not after the Tuesday live, Wednesday morning, I called and made an appointment for Dee Dee, and it was yesterday morning. She got her Cytopoint injection, and literally, y'all, how long has it been, Jason? She was not itching yesterday afternoon. Do you agree? What is it?
Ain't nothing around us. And it's raining. Yeah. Oh, she was better that day. I told you she was better
yesterday afternoon.
And you said, well, it's supposed to take such an hour. I was like,
well, I read that it could take like up to 36 hours. So I couldn't remember last time. Last time I was giving her some pills along with whatever that injection was, but she didn't need both of them. That injection made her stop itching, and she's a new dog.
Oh, she's
sitting right here, and y'all don't even hear a fiddle playing or anything.
Every time we came up here, she would
be doing like this,
scratching or eating her feet, or
within the last week or so.
Mm-hmm. It's been rough.
And I knew that she had to have some relief. So, and I did talk to them about heartworm treatment being done through a shot, because a lot of y'all told me that my dog takes a yearly heartworm shot, and my vet does not do that, unfortunately.
Yep.
So I did ask about it, and I'm going to ask Dr. D about it, because Dr. D, he takes care of our dogs when we need him to. However, he only supplies their medicine if he needs to write a prescription. So I'm going to ask him if he has any insight on that, and if he does it. Right?
That's right. Debbie, that's the prime example right there.
The birds.
So me and Mary Carl were going to watch The Birds, because I thought Mary Carl was going to like this movie. I remember seeing it as a kid. It was crazy. And we started watching it, and she said it petrified her when it first came out. And now it's a comedy when we watch it. And that's how it was with me and Mary Carl. And Mary Carl couldn't watch it. She just got so tickled laughing. And just, this is just too silly.
It is.
Yeah.
It was
But the birds look so fake. The whole thing looks so fake now. So
my little girl gets scared of the weather and even the rain on the roof. So Dee Dee's gonna have to join us up here, and I'm gonna love on her. It might get so loud that we can't do our live, and if it does, we'll just cut it short. But right now, I think we're okay, don't you?
I think we're okay. Somebody said they still won't take a shower because of the movie Psycho.
I haven't ever seen it.
I tell you, that scene in the movie Psycho, I've yet to figure out how they did that. It's because the shower's coming down and the camera's right there, but nothing's hitting the lens. It's amazing.
I don't know anything about it.
Amazing.
Karen, you're right. Be careful about using heartworm medicine on herding dogs and shepherds.
Yes, that's correct.
Holly does have a certain kind of, and Rocky and Bandit, because they've got some mutt in them, and we don't want to take a chance. It's some kind of special peel that's for that kind of dog. I can't remember what it's called, but do you remember?
Anyway. You know I don't.
I don't know why I even asked.
No, I don't remember.
That what they take is different than the rest of the dogs anyway. And what Dee Dee takes is different than the other ones. So it's just a big mess when it comes time to administer medications. But I take care of it.
Diane says she's still afraid of the flying monkeys from The Wizard of Oz.
Look, that movie scared me to death. When
The Wizard with the Flying Monkeys?
Towards the end, I don't know what it was. It was something about the was it the wizard? I mean, the man.
The witch and the flying monkeys.
No, the wizard at the end. He scared me.
Did he?
Yes.
I guess so, a little bit there.
Everybody has different opinions, but I was scared of that.
Speaking of, the Shakespeare Festival has the Wizard of Oz play coming soon. And I can't wait to see it.
It's going to be a good one, I have a feeling. I mean, we haven't seen anything that we have hung our head and wish we hadn't gone to see.
All been great.
And I don't anticipate the Wizard of Oz being any different.
They've all been great.
It's going to be great.
They will wonder what the flying monkeys look like.
I don't know, but you better not be scared.
Or the wizard. That's going to be a good show. That's a lot of, you know what I mean?
It's got to be a lot of work to get all that.
That's a lot
taken care of. So I asked y'all on the last live, I believe it was, I told y'all I wanted to make the buttons and I couldn't figure out what to make first. And so after the live was over, I got an email and I can't remember who it was from. And the email said, do your logo. That's all it said. Do your logo. And I was like, do my logo. And I thought they meant we needed to do our logo on our live, that we needed to put it before we went live. And I told Jason, I said, somebody just sent an email and it said, do your logo. Well, Jason's brain works different than mine because he said, oh, for the button. That's a good idea.
That's it.
So if you were watching the last live and you sent the email that said, do your logo, I appreciate it because y'all, that's a good idea. I can start with Cog Hill Farm. You know, people make buttons to advertise or to, support somebody they like.
That's right.
So I think that's what I'm going to start with. Cog Hill Farm.
That'd be easy.
Just a logo on the button.
That'll give you some good practice.
They sure will, because it'll need to be circle and all centered. And so I'm going to start with the logo. At least that's the goal.
So I'm seeing a lot of people say what movie scared them the most.
Okay.
I got one to this day. I still can't watch.
Oh, no.
To this day.
I don't watch anything
My
scary.
50-year-old self, I still can't watch this movie because it scared me so bad when I was young. The Exorcist. I can't watch it. I cannot watch it. It scared me so bad when I was a young fella that I don't think I can watch it.
I don't watch scary movies because I don't like them.
I saw a lot of people say Michael Myers, but The Exorcist got me. Can't watch it. There's the rain.
There's the rain.
There's a lot of people that agree with me too. Can't watch it.
I've never watched anything. Wizard of Oz is probably about the extent of my scariness. And I think that's probably rated G, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to set myself up for it because I know what it's going to be like and I don't like it.
Oh, man.
I'm not going to watch it.
The Exorcist got me.
Okay. So if it doesn't start raining hard, we got to tell y'all a funny story. A really funny story. You know what it is?
I think so.
I just now thought of it. Is it going to rain?
The radar shows nothing on us.
Okay. So
let me go up.
So Brant needs the concrete poured before he can do anything further on the shop. And
there it is. Just popped up, so there'll be storm.
Is it going to get bad, or you think it's okay?
I think it's going to go away.
So we knew that we needed somebody to pour the concrete for the shop when we started talking about building the shop. So talking to Catherine over at G&G and Tony at Campfire and Countryside, they had some concrete poured recently because Catherine has the silo that she's going to put her logo on, and Tony's got a shop that they had concrete poured for in the barn. And so they had the name of two brothers that did their concrete. Antonio and
Quentin?
No. Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Leonard.
Okay.
Antonio and Leonard, they were two brothers. And so way back in May, Catherine shared the phone number. She said, okay, I've got Leonard's phone number, but let me get Antonio's phone number from Tony. Okay. So Tony gave her the phone number, gave it to me. She said, it doesn't matter which one you talk to. Just call both of them and talk to whichever one answers. Okay. Somebody said I sound like I'm talking through a tube.
It's probably the rain.
It's raining.
It's raining pretty good.
So I called. Leonard did not answer, so I called Antonio. Antonio answers the phone. I told him we're having the shop built, but they hadn't started on it yet. He expected to start sometime in June.
Mm-hmm.
Would he be willing to do the concrete and come take a look at it and give us a price? Yep, absolutely. Just call me when you get closer to time and I'll come take a look. I said, okay. So weeks pass and Brant starts on the barn. Well, I have not touched base with Antonio because I didn't need to. It got to the point where Brant said, before I can do anything else, I really want the concrete to be poured before I put, insulation or rafters or anything in. I go ahead and I reach out to Antonio. I said, hey, we're ready for you to come look and see what we got going on and give us a price on the concrete. So he says, okay, how about tomorrow at 5:00? All right. So he's coming the next day at 5:00. Well, he got here at 5:00 and he was driving a truck that had some company name on it. I didn't pay any attention to the company name, but I thought he must work a regular job too, because Catherine and Tony said all these guys do is concrete. And so we're carrying on small talk. And I said, are you still married to such and such, who I knew as a local retailer here in the city of Clanton? Can y'all hear me?
Everybody says they can't hear the rain.
Okay. And so he says, no, he said, I'm not I'm divorced. I'm no longer married. And I said, okay. So we just went on. I thought, well, that ain't none of my business. I was just going to talk to you about something that you sold that I liked.
Okay.
They said all they can hear is me
it's
talking.
It's because it's loud in here.
It's so loud, y'all. I'll just talk regular. And so as soon as the guy left, he said he was going to give us a price, wanted me to find out when I could get the concrete from the concrete guy because he's a friend of ours. And some things didn't seem quite right from when Tony talked to you about the concrete guys, right?
Yeah, I was there's several kind of things that just seemed off. Talking to the fella, he seemed to know what he was talking about, but he didn't seem like somebody that did concrete full time. That was his job. That's all he did was concrete.
He didn't seem like that.
Didn't seem like that. And then he began to tell us that, he does everything. I can build stairs. I can build a wooden deck. I can do
fences,
flooring, fences, sheetrock. I can do anything. And I'm like, this just don't seem like a full-time concrete person. And then he started talking about, when you do your concrete, you got to put your batter boards up, which is the thickness of your concrete. And that holds your concrete in place. And he said, I got to go buy the wood. Anybody that's a full-time concrete person would have batter boards
on hand. They would reuse them.
That's how they make a living. So there was just some things that just seemed a little super sweet guy. The guy was really nice. He was professional, but it just didn't seem right.
Something didn't seem right.
It seemed like you were talking to what we call a shade tree mechanic.
Yeah.
Versus somebody that mechanics full time or owns his own shop or works at a dealership or a big company. It's just something just seemed off.
Not like a professional in the concrete industry.
Right.
And so he left and he was going to get back with us on a price.
Another thing is that he said he could do it, on this certain day, but he had to, get some guys.
He had to round up some guys to help him. And he didn't know if he could round up enough guys to help him by Saturday or whatever day he was going to do it. So he leaves and I text Catherine and I said, Antonio was nice, but he said he's divorced. And Catherine sent me in all caps, what? And I said, yes, he's divorced. And she said, oh, wow. And she didn't send anything for a few minutes. And she said, did he give you a price? I said, no. I said, he was going to do some figuring and get back with me. She said, okay. And then I said something else. I said, he didn't have batter boards to put up, and he said he had to round up some guys. And I said, and then she said, well, let me, you sure you called Antonio? And I said, yes. And I sent a screenshot of what she had sent me. And it was his Antonio contact information. And she said, let me call Leonard, his brother, and see if he works a full-time job and if he's divorced. And I said, okay. So she doesn't call Leonard. She calls Tony instead. And Tony said, I gave them the wrong number. I don't know who Antonio is. Caden's stepdaddy gave me that number for something a long time ago, and I gave them the wrong number. Y'all, I'm here to tell you, we got a good laugh out of them giving us the wrong number. Because I'm like, well, is Leonard not going to help you pour the concrete? No, I'll have to round up a few guys. And everything that I said just didn't add up.
But then at the same time, he had an answer for everything. And he's probably thinking, who are these people talking about? How do they know about my wife?
And then he asked me several times, he said, who was it that referred you to me? And I said, Catherine and Tony. down there. You went hunting on their land one time. He was like, I used to hunt a long time ago. And I don't know if in his mind he was starting to figure out that we had the wrong guy.
I don't know.
Needless to say, he wanted the job.
Yeah, he wanted a job.
But here's what happened. So we got the right concrete guy that night.
Yeah.
The next morning, what's his name?
Quentin.
Quentin, not Antonio. Quentin is Leonard's brother. Quentin came and looked at the job. He's a concrete professional. His price was a lot less than Antonio's. And he didn't have to round up any guys or get us to go buy reinforcement wire, nor borrow anything to get the job done.
Yeah, it was, and almost, which is a lot, 5 yards less concrete.
Nope, it was more than that. It was 7 yards less concrete.
7 yards less concrete.
7 yards less concrete. Yeah. That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
We went from needing 27 yards of concrete to needing 20 yards of concrete.
Yeah.
That's a lot of difference.
Donna, this ain't a replay. This is the real deal.
Nope, this is real. This is real, Donna.
But the guy, I mean, he had good intentions. He wasn't trying to scam us or anything.
No.
He just thought we wanted a price on concrete, and he was going to give us one.
And y'all, Tony was so embarrassed. And he's going to be even more embarrassed when he hears that we told this story. But it was nothing but a simple mistake. He had several phone numbers. He sent them to Catherine on the spur of the moment when she asked for it. And we called what we thought was the concrete guy. And he came, and he was on time. He was on time. He said he was going to be here at 5 o'clock. My goodness, he was driving by our house at 5 o'clock. He missed the turn. He had to go up the road and turn around.
That's right.
And then he starts showing us pictures of all this work he had done.
Concrete work and flooring he put down and everything. Yeah.
But we got the correct guy, and I reached out to him and I told him thank you. I didn't tell him we had the wrong guy. I just said I appreciate you coming and giving us an estimate, and we might have something for you to do in the future.
That's right. But probably will.
He could do everything.
He could build fences, and all of it looked wonderful.
It did.
All looked great.
I really didn't want to have to round up some guys to do the concrete, and Brant was waiting on us.
Yeah, Brant's waiting on us.
And I had already talked to him, and he said he could do it. He could do it in just a minute's notice. But I had the wrong guy.
So we got to get the concrete poured for Brant to finish. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was definitely a handyman.
Yeah.
Somebody said he's a rent-a-husband. He was building a house, y'all, by himself.
He was.
And it was right down the road from us.
Building it by itself.
And
I'm sure it looked very well.
I'm sure it did too.
Yeah.
He was a super nice guy, and I wouldn't hesitate to call him for something else. It just wasn't going to work out.
I just didn't want to do concrete's a different animal.
Yeah, I mean, we need it to be right.
Because he's doing the quote unquote real concrete guy is doing 7 yards less and is pouring 8 inches thick
in one area.
In the area that one day that I hopefully may get a lift.
Roberto and Heidel, yes, we still.
We talked to Roberto this week.
We talked to Roberto this week
and asked him about Heidel.
And Heidel works a regular job now, so he's not helping Roberto. But and Roberto works a regular job.
Started working a regular job now.
He's doing side jobs, but he's not. He's not truly working for himself all the time now, which I understand that. Right. I mean, you need health insurance and other stuff about that. So, oh my goodness.
Kathy said, "Oh my gracious, my husband used to drive a concrete truck, and she knows the difference what that makes money wise. That's a lot.
It is.
7 yards would have been 7 yards would have been
$1,400 difference.
Yeah.
In concrete.
Yeah.
So I guess his price was probably good, because if he was going to pour 7 more yards of concrete, it would have been in line.
That would have been in line.
That's right. We didn't need that extra 7 lines. 7 yards. You know what would have happened?
Oh,
we'd have had a little spot of concrete somewhere for the side by side to park that wasn't where it was planned because we didn't have the batter boards up. Because once we told Clay to bring 27 yards, he's going to bring that 27 and want to know if we need any more.
Sheila says she needs a rent-a-husband.
Okay. Sheila, don't worry. We all do sometimes, but I got a good one. He gets tired sometimes, so.
Oh, man.
No, I tell you, we got such a laugh out of it.
We did get a good laugh out of it.
Yes, thank you to Lisa for saying that Cogkill Live was late this morning. We apologize.
We do apologize.
Yep. We are actually live at an odd time, and it was so hot outside we couldn't do much of anything else. And we told y'all we were going to do a live.
That's right.
So here we are.
Here we are. Somebody asked, do we have to have permits over here? No.
Nope.
We don't. We this is very rural Alabama, and I would say probably at the state as a whole, if you're in rural Alabama, I don't think there's. Well, I take that back. Our old place, Dallas County, had permits.
Yeah, it did, but I tell y'all something that was odd about our old places. We had one water meter that serviced two houses, meaning my mom's house and our house. One water line. It's
not like an apartment, but yeah.
One water line, you know,
yeah.
It really wasn't a house. You're right. It was just like a little separation between it. Covered all under one
Same
roof.
address.
Same address. Yeah. Same long driveway.
Yeah.
Y'all know if you followed us for long. So after the new owners took ownership, they contacted us and said, are there two separate water meters, two separate water sources for the house?
Mm-hmm.
And we said, no. And we said, there's one meter and there's one line that, you know, splits off and provides.
Same with the power, same with the gas.
It's all on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, why? And they said, because the waterworks told us that if we don't have a separate meter installed by such and such date, they're cutting the water off. And we were like, what in the world? It made me
mad. I don't even live there, and that made me mad.
It was ridiculous because our driveway was 800 foot long.
850 foot long. And y'all remember the old farm? And
it went like this, and there was concrete.
And there was already a trench dug with all the utilities in it on both sides. I don't know how in the world that they were going to have to dig with concrete and the fence. And I don't know. But they ended up, you know, having meetings with them, and they ended up solving it.
But y'all, it was a rigmarole. I'm telling you, I felt so sorry for them because we tried everything in our power. I even called a lady that I knew that had used to work at the water company, and she said, legally, that you were supposed to have two water meters, and we had no idea.
At the time, when we built our house, the inspections hadn't started.
No, and that was in 2004.
So what happened is that she said that the waterworks started going around doing inventory, and if there were two buildings or anything two on your property, then they were making you pay for another water line, and so a water meter, which is not cheap.
No, it wasn't.
It's not cheap.
Not only that, she would have had to have run new wiring,
and it made 0 sense because the bill was getting paid. You know, it wasn't like that they were stealing water or anything like that. You know, the houses were connected. It was more
the same
of an
family.
apartment.
It's not like it was rented out.
Yes,
it did not make sense. We felt so bad, but there was nothing we could do, and you know, we wanted her to understand that it was nothing that we tried to get around because we'd never heard of it. It wasn't that we didn't do it because we were supposed to.
Yep.
We try to not break the law around here by stealing windows from people and trespassing and who knows what else.
Oh man.
I see some people saying that they want to know what the best email is, and I want to address emails. Y'all, we are both so backed up in responding to emails. In reality, we need somebody to answer emails for us, but in reality, we're not going to pay somebody to answer something that's not us.
Right.
So if you try to email us and we don't respond back, just know that it's on our mind.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I'm going to say something. We can't do it.
We
try our
best,
but we can't.
Mm-hmm.
We do the best we can.
Yeah.
If it's something about an order, of course, there is a separate email for orders, and that goes to Jacqueline and Zach, who are in charge of the orders. but we do our best to answer. And if you don't get a response from us, please know that
we're not ignoring you.
We're not ignoring you.
And we have heavy filters put up too. So a lot goes to spam a lot of times too. So anything with links in it, sometimes they go to spam because we're just protecting ourselves from getting hacked.
Yes.
We don't want anything to get hacked on our end because we would be out of business.
Yeah.
So it's important to us on that. Plus, we get a lot of stuff, and it's just not y'all either. It's
y'all all night long. I don't know what these people do. All night long, we get emails. Sponsors.
I bet we get 50 sponsor emails a day wanting us to show a product. Will y'all do this? Will y'all? And it's every single day, and I don't even read them. I'll just click and delete them. Click and delete, click and delete, click and delete.
That's right. And sometimes we click and delete something we didn't mean to click and delete. Because if I showed y'all what these people do all night, you wouldn't believe it. They've got to be in another country because they work all night.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning and you click on your email.
It's overwhelming.
And y'all, it's like, I do not need that solar powered whatever.
Oh, me.
I mean, some of the stuff we do need. But
we're just not gonna make a video.
We're just gonna spam y'all.
I'll just buy my own.
We will buy our own before we go to the truck. They want you to put a link in there and let them proof it before you. Now, some Bombas, I would do that for you. Some Bombas, I will title my video, Brooke got a Bomba sponsorship. But anything else, I ain't doing it. I can't do it.
That's hilarious.
I ain't interested in nothing. Nothing that I can't use.
Yeah.
If we can use it, that's a different story. Mm-hmm. The rain is gone. And guess what I got? Yesterday, I stopped by the feed store.
They're good, too.
And I got some goat minerals. Mm-hmm. And there was a little girl in there. I think she was probably about 10. And y'all, she said, would you like to buy some peaches? And I said, peaches? Did you pick those peaches? And she said, yes, ma'am. And that's all it took.
That was it.
I said, yes, ma'am. I will buy a basket of peaches from you. And she said that her and her mama and her daddy and her sister picked the peaches. And she had like 15 baskets to sell and she hadn't sold one.
What?
No, but granted, now she'd been there since 7:30 and it was about 9:30. No, it was about 10:30.
Where was it? Where were they located?
Garrison's. At Garrison's feed store.
Okay.
So I bought a basket
so we could send them people over there.
Well, she said she had sold all but 2 baskets the day before.
Yes.
And then that day she was, it was just early. Okay. It was just early. So I bought a basket of peaches, and they're good ones too.
They're good.
I think Mary Carl's about ate half of them.
They're a lot gone.
They're a lot gone. There's a lot gone. So anyway, well, we're Central Time. We are Central Time. I saw that.
Okay, yeah, we're Central Time.
Quickly.
Yep.
All right, y'all. So we are planning to do our live Tuesday at 4:00, if all goes as well. Now, starting next weekend will be our off week after that. I do want to tell y'all that the fall meet and greet is scheduled for September the 20th, and we will be there. Tracy is still working on the website, but if anybody is interested in coming, they do ask that you just go to the Petals from the Past website, let them know you're coming. That's just so if 3,000 people sign up, they need to have more porta potties than what they expect.
Yeah.
Our food truck.
Right.
So if y'all are planning to come, would you please just send them a short little fill out thing that you're coming?
Yeah, that's
it's under events.
Okay. Yeah,
it's already there.
It just a little form you fill out. I think it's just
how many people
are coming. Pretty
how many
much,
people?
Yeah.
It's
and it's
free.
There's no cost to it. They just want to be prepared. Bathrooms and food trucks are the main thing that they
have a bathroom in the building, but of course, if there's overwhelming majority of people.
Last year it got stopped up. Remember?
Oh, I don't.
Oh, you remember Jason?
Was it in the barn or
in the shop? And me and him got tickled because he got it he's got to go get it unstopped, and he talked about all the crazy stuff that he found.
Oh goodness, great!
I stole it, and I forgot what he found.
It was something crazy.
I want to say it was an apple.
It was an apple, and it was in the barn toilet, wasn't it?
Apple. I thought it was
found an apple in the toilet. They do have good parking at Petals.
Yeah, they got great parking.
It spills over into across the street, which is Mountain View Orchards, but they are happy to have the spillover parking. And Laura informed me today that she is teaching a soap class. Now it is very limited availability, and so there is a charge for that because Laura has to, recoup her money that she puts on the materials.
Yeah.
But to get in and to not attend any classes, you can attend whatever classes you want by paying, and you can register ahead of time. But it will be a sight to see if you've never been.
Dee Dee, I don't know who flushes apples.
I don't know.
Hope they wasn't bobbing for apples. I wonder if maybe they had a basket of apples and they went to sit down and it fell out and dropped in there and they didn't know it.
Well, I tell you,
Or they had it in their pocket. Had an apple in their pocket.
Yeah. Who knows? But September the 20th at Petals from the Past is the event day. And we will be there from probably, I think it starts at 9. Jason's going to teach a cast iron cleaning class.
That's correct.
At I think it's about 3:00 that afternoon. And then after that, we'll close out the event at the new pavilion that they built down there. And that's outside. So, yes, it's going to be fun. But y'all just try to help them get a number if you do plan on coming. I think Jamie from Suits to Boots is planning on coming. They've got a lot going on, but that was last word I heard. And y'all just, if you can come, we would love to have you.
Absolutely. A plumber, what does it say? Apple a day doesn't keep a plumber away. I tell you, Jason was in great spirits. He was.
Oh, he was happy to see all those people. And
he was in great spirits about unclogging the toilet.
Oh,
yeah. September 20th.
September the 20th. And we will be off from June the 29th. And we should possibly have a video. I should have a video June the 6th.
July
the 6th. I'm sorry. June's passed.
Yep.
September 20th, Michael. You coming?
Yeah, Mike's coming.
Is he coming?
He's coming. I'm going to make him come.
Okay. Michael's coming. Everybody's coming.
That's right. So we will take us a little break, 1 week off like we did last year.
That's right.
That was really good for us.
It was. Yeah. We need to reset and just regroup and come back better than we left.
That's right.
Yep. So, well, I hope y'all enjoyed the live that was at an odd time, and hopefully that won't happen again, but we'll always let y'all know by posting ahead of time.
That's right. Hope y'all have a wonderful.
I'm not drinking any coffee, are you?
No. Saturday. And y'all be good.
Freaking the rain's gone.
Yeah, I think.